Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a 2022 Toyota GR86 premium automatic transmission. And we already did a video on this car in the black color, but once I saw this Neptune blue right here, I knew I really wanted to make a video on this car. If you guys are new here, please make sure you guys like this video if you like this car, and subscribe to the channel if you guys want more content just like this. And this new GR86 is powered by a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine from Subaru, makes about 228 horsepower. It's available in a 6-speed auto or a 6-speed manual transmission, and unlike the first generation 86, both the automatic and the manual make the same amount of power. And the GR86 Premium starts at $31,800. This one here equipped is going to be $33,074. The GR86 also gets about 25 miles per gallon average. We're going to start the overview by talking about the exterior of the car, and then we're going to jump inside and talk about some of the features. All right, and let's start off right here in the front of the car, talking about the headlights. These are LED headlights with LED daytime running lights, and they kind of fit the body of the car, so they don't really stand out or stand up too much like the first generation did. These ones kind of flow into the body a little bit more. Moving down right below the headlight, we have a little bit of ventilation right here, which is only actually open right here at the bottom. So you can see I can stick my finger through the bottom portion of this vent right here, but not the top portion. It's actually blocked off right here up until the middle where it's going to be open at the bottom. And this right here is just going to cool down the brakes a little bit. And same story right here for the front grille. It's going to be blocked off right here on the top and then open at the bottom. We also have our GR Gazoo Racing logo right over here on the right side of this grille. And then our Toyota logo right here facing upwards on top of the bumper. This is a joint collaboration with Subaru, and it's been a joint collaboration with Subaru ever since the first generation came out. So that's why we have a Subaru engine in this vehicle. Moving over to the side over here, we have this orange reflector over here on the side, and then we have Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires. The tire size here is going to be 215/40/18. And then we also have these nice 18-inch black alloy wheels with the Toyota emblem in the center. And then these two slots right here in the center are going to be opened up for more ventilation for those brakes. Moving over to the side mirrors here, they have blind spot detection, they're heated, and they're also going to be black to match the color of the wheels. And moving down below right here on the side of the car, we have this little side skirt right here. So you can see if I open the door, you can see kind of how far that side skirt comes out from the car. For the window trim, it's super awesome to see that Toyota didn't decide to put any chrome on the car. I think the blue and the black combination on this GR86 looks super awesome. Moving up over here to the roof, you can see there's going to be a little bit of a dip right here in the center of the roof. So it's kind of split into three pieces where you have the left and the right side raised a little bit more than the center. And then we also have our blue shark fin antenna. All right, now moving on to the back of the GR86 Premium back here. One thing that you'll notice about the Premium is that you get this extra little duckbill spoiler, which I think looks really good. You can see right here from the side view how much it extends over the trunk. And then right here we have our new taillights, which you can see kind of have this C-like shape. And then there's also this little black piece right here that's going to go all the way across the trunk. Now this right here is not actually part of the light, but we do have a button right here which actually is going to open up the trunk, as well as our reverse camera right just above that. All right, and opening up the trunk now, you can see it's very narrow and it is a very small trunk, but you can fold down the seats, and then the trunk also does fit our floor mats with the seats folded up as well. So see, there's a rubber floor mat back here that says GR86 on it. And if I lift up the floorboard right here, you can see that there's a compressor with no spare tire, but there is a location where you can put a spare tire if you'd like to. And back here we have another GR logo. This time it says GR86. We have our rear parking sensors back here, a little tow hook cover, as well as our dual exit exhaust. On the right side of the GR86, we have our fuel door. It is a touch to open, so if you just touch on it, it's going to open up. And then one thing to know if you're going to go for this car, this is one of the few Toyotas that requires 91. So it's premium unleaded fuel only. So unlike most Toyotas which take 87, the GR86 is one of those that has to take 91. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump inside the GR86 now. Starting off right here with the door card, you can see we have a mix of different materials right here. So as usual, we're going to have our plastics on the door card. We do also have a little bit of leather here, and also a little bit of soft touch suede as well up over here. There's going to be space right here for one cup holder, as well as a little bit of storage right here where you would grab to close the door. Both the driver and passenger side are auto up-down windows. We have our lock, unlock, mirror controls, as well as a lock for the windows going up and down. And before we totally get in, we have our brightness for the center gauge right over here, which we can control by sliding this up and down. We also have a release for our trunk. Down below right here, we have a release for the hood of the car. And then you can also see we have these sport pedals right here. These two are still wrapped in the blue plastic. Now the seats here is what Toyota calls ultra suede. So we have the ultra suede material right here in the center with leather bolsters. So the side of the seat right here from the outside are going to be leather. The side bolsters from the inside, however, are part of the ultra suede. And then the rest, like the back portion, portion and the headrest right here are going to be ultra suede. One of the small complaints that I have about the GR86 is that even though we are looking at the premium trim, so the higher of the two trim levels right here, we don't have power seats. So you're going to have to manually adjust where the seat is, so you can move it up and down right here, slide it forward and back using this control right here, and then recline it using this last one right here. If you just want access to the second row area, you can also just go ahead and pull up right here and then recline that seat forward. All right, sitting in the GR86 now, let's talk about the steering wheel right here. So the steering wheel is a little bit thin. It has some white stitching going around it. At the bottom, it also has the GR logo, which looks really nice. And then we have this large circular airbag right here in the center. The cruise control stalk is going to be right here behind the steering wheel, which is kind of unusual because most manufacturers are putting the cruise control on the steering wheels themselves now. And then behind the steering wheel, we have our paddle shifters, which are small, but they feel really good. We have our plus right here, minus back here, automatic headlights as well back here, and then our trip reset button. And moving back behind the steering wheel, we have our digital gauge back here, which we're going to show you guys later what that looks like when we turn off traction control, but it has two different settings. So right now you can see we have the speedometer in the center and then the tachometer going around that, as well as some other information to the left and right side. For air vents, we have a mix of the circular air vents right here on the driver's side and passenger side, and then we also have the rectangular vents right here in the center just above the center screen. Now the center screen right here is an 8-inch touchscreen. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, however it is not wireless. Moving just below the screen, we have dual zone climate control, so you can have a different temperature for the driver and different temperature for the passenger. Just to the left of that, there is a GR start stop button, so it's a really nice start stop button. And just below that, we have our automatic transmission right here, which you can see is kind of shaped similar to what a manual would look like. If we leave the car in neutral here, you can see we can kind of pretend that we have a manual even though it's an automatic. Let's go ahead and put that back in park here. Just below that, we have our traction off, sport and snow mode, as well as our traction off and track mode buttons. All right, and with the car turned on now, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what happens when I go ahead and press the traction off track button right here. So go ahead and take a look at the gauges right here. If I hold down on this button, we have this new gauge right here, and you can see it's not linear. So it's gonna go from 0 to 4 very quickly, and then it spreads out the RPM. So we go from 5 to 6 to 7. It's really far spread out. So this is actually gonna entice you to stay in the upper rev range. So when you're actually on the track, you can really be focused on exactly where you're at. We have one of these old school handbrakes right here in the GR86. And then we also have controls for the heated seats. So these ultra suede seats have heated functions for both the driver and passenger side. You can have a high or a low function. We have one cup holder right here and then two more just beside that in our center console, which you can see we can just close together like this and then open at the touch of this button. And beside those two extra cup holders, we have two more USBs and an auxiliary input as well. And moving over to the passenger side, not too much special going on here, just our little glove box right here, which is actually pretty big for the size of this car. And moving up to the dashboard, what's really interesting is that this center part of the dashboard is the hard plastic, but this area right here is actually the ultra suede, so it's not going to be reflecting the sun as you're trying to drive. Rear view mirror is going to be very standard, so there's no home link, so no garage connectivity, and it's also not auto dimming, so you're going to have to manually dim it yourself. There's also going to be no sunglass holder up here, so all we have is the light controls and the SOS buttons. And for visors, we have a mirror and a light right here behind this, and then it does not extend at all. So we can move around this visor, but it doesn't extend, and there's no extra portion here as well. So that's going to do it for this overview of the GR86 Premium automatic transmission in Neptune Blue. If you guys enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next week.